Okay, let's see if I can find everyone again. Um, just had to end the last live stream. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear the tapping? I wish I knew how to send this link out to people. Oh, there it is. My wish came true. Okay. I'm gonna have to send this new link out because hopefully you can hear me on the mic. Can you hear this tapping? Let me know if you can. The whole point is so that you can hear me clearly, but I'm not sure how well that's going to go. So I'm just going to post this new link into the Facebook group in case people are having trouble finding it. Okay, good. The mic's working then. All right. Edit this. Just give me 1 minute and then we'll start. Go ahead and grab 2 blocks and a blanket for today's practice if you have those things at home. And just double check on this. Our neighborhood Facebook group. Make sure everybody has the link. And one more. Okay. Well, I see 2 people watching. I think there were supposed to be more than that, but I probably messed it up from logging out. I'm trying to figure out this YouTube by myself, and I don't know what I'm doing. So it's a big learning process. I've been working on it for about an hour now, trying to figure out the mic and how to use my phone as a webcam instead of my computer because my computer's camera is a little fuzzy. I think I got the mic to work, but can't seem to get the cameras and the mic synced up. So I'm still working on that. Expect a clearer picture one day soon. But for now, at least you can hear me. So let's go ahead and get started. And this is a yin practice. If you're new to yin yoga, I'll walk you through how to practice. It's pretty simple. But for today, you'll need 2 blocks and a blanket of sorts. If you don't have blocks, you can use some cushions from your couch. And if you want to use a bolster, if you have one of these, you could use it for one of the poses. You don't have to, you could just use blocks and a blanket. So hop on your mat and let's get started. And we'll get started in a seated position. So sit up tall. If you want to sit on a blanket to help elevate your hips, you can do that. And just take your hands face up on your lap. You can close your eyes or take a soft gaze to the ground and start to notice your breath. And try to make your exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. So inhale just maybe 4 or 5 seconds. Exhale maybe 6 or 8 seconds. Breathing in and out the nose. And keep breathing, focusing on your breath. And I'm going to read a little bit out of this book called The Language of Yin. And I'll put a little link down in the description if you want to purchase this book on Amazon. That's where I got it. I actually love it, and it's pretty simple to read. It has pictures and sequences in there that you can practice on your own if you want to deepen your practice or learn more about yin. And today, I just want to talk about santosha. Santosha is the state of underlying contentment with what life is offering you. Sam means complete. Tosha means contentment or acceptance. And it goes on to say, how often do we think to ourselves, I will be happier if or when? If I do yin, I will be more flexible. If I meditate, I will be more at ease, more content. If I'm contented, people will love me. When people come to yin, they may be looking to clean up their act, to find happiness or contentment by adhering to the principles of ifs or whens. We can waste a lot of energy trying to fulfill the conditions we place on our life. We try by pushing away the things we don't want to attract the things we do. Then, when we get what we want, we may lose it again, or we may never get the things we pursue. The set of conditions becomes a moving target. Initially, we may feel content with attainment, and then an apathy may fall over us as the things we sought so eagerly lose their shine. But yoga is not about meeting a set of conditions so you can find happiness. Instead, it is a practice of meeting all parts of yourself with sweetness and love. Your shortcomings, your stiff body, your aching heart, those extra pounds, and the mood that swept through your house, your breakups, your sickness, your boredom and impatience, especially your confusion, doubts, and fears. Santosha is an inside job that asks us to ride the waves of our life as it is being presented and look for the sweet spot within that radiates satisfaction regardless of our life's conditions. So as you practice today, see if you can accept your body where it is, accept your breath where it is, accept your mind where it is, without the expectations of where you think you should be, what you think you should look like. We're just accepting and being content with what we have. So from here, we're going to come onto our back. So remove the blanket and grab a block or a cushion, or if you have a bolster, you could use that, or a blanket. And you're going to come into this bridge pose position with the knees bent. Press down into the feet, lift the hips, and slide the block underneath your sacrum. Then lower down. So this should feel pretty comfortable on your back. You can always add a blanket on top. If you've been practicing yin for a while and you need like a little extra sensation, maybe this isn't enough sensation, you can always raise the block a level or two. And then from here, you can take your arms out wide or clasp opposite elbows overhead. And you can work on stretching one foot down and the other, and maybe you work all the way into your legs extended and coming into a back extension here. Here we're targeting the lower back. So we are looking for a mild to moderate sensation there. You may also feel sensation in the hip flexors. So looking for that mild sensation, if this is way too much sensation, then you need to bring those feet back in. If it's still too much with the block, just replace it and put your blanket underneath you on a thin level. So looking for that mild sensation, then try to relax the body in the targeted areas. So relaxing the lower back, the belly, the hips, the front of the hips. And you may find that you can do one leg straight and one leg bent and then switch. You find your sweet spot, like the book said. Down onto the block or cushion. Once you relax your body, then try to become still in the pose. Unless your edge changes and you need to move, it's too much sensation or not enough sensation, then of course you can move your body and come out of the pose. Just gonna close this door. Maybe while you're practicing today, you can contemplate what conditions do you set for yourself, for your life? What ifs and whens do you think about for yourself? And how can we change that? And how can we just be okay with what we have right now, what life is giving us right now? It's easy to do this when you have your basic needs met. So you have food, you have water, and you have a warm shelter. Once those needs are met, then you can practice becoming okay with, becoming content with where you are right now, what you have in your life. And from here, if your legs are extended, go ahead and bring them back together, bent knees, and then take the soles of your feet to touch and let your knees fall out to the sides for a butterfly bridge. Again, you can keep the arms where they are, maybe overhead or out to the sides. And you can play around with your foot position here, taking your feet further out or closer in. And use your breath. Imagine your breath going straight into any areas that feel some deep sensation. And use your breath to relax any tightness away. Notice what else in your body is tightening up. Maybe it's your jaw. See if you can relax your jaw. Drop the tongue from the roof of the mouth. And then from here, we'll close our knees slowly like a book. We always enter and exit these poses nice and slow in yin so we don't hurt ourselves. And you're going to press down into your heels, lift your hips, and slide that block or bolster or whatever you have underneath you out from under you. Stay here for a couple breaths, just allowing your body, your spine to adjust. Still trying to extend that exhale. And give your knees a hug into your chest. Maybe rock side to side, massaging your lower back. You can take some knee circles. This is more of a yang movement, but sometimes it feels good to add a little movement in between those yin poses. And reverse the circles. And holding onto your knees, you can rock up to a seated position. And from here, you can grab your cushion or your block. If you have blocks, I recommend using a block. And you're going to lean over to your right side and place that block underneath the left glute. So you'll use your strength of your arms to lift yourself up onto that block on the left glute. Then lean over to the left side, grab your right ankle and pull it behind you, coming into a half saddle pose. So I'll give you some variations here. First of all, if you have knee pain, you need to come out. You should not have knee pain in this pose. If you do, you can try either taking the knee out wider apart from the other knee, or you can lift the block or set another block on top. So the higher your hips are, the less knee pain you will have. And I'll show you another variation on your stomach if you're still having knee pain. So from here, play around with your knee position. Your inside of that right foot can be flat on the ground, or you can take the top of that right foot on the mat. Once you feel somewhat comfortable, you're going to walk your hands back behind you. And you can stay right here on your hands. And if you do this, you'll also be working into the elbow joints, which is really good as well. Some people are able to drop down to their elbows, or maybe take a bolster and drop down onto your elbows here, and then you get more of a back bend. Or you can take your hands on a blanket or bolster or blocks behind you. So remember, we're looking for a mild sensation in this time in the right quad and also the lower back. So find that mild sensation, relax the muscles in those areas. So just tell yourself to relax there. And then sometimes your body tends to tighten up while in the pose, even though you started to relax your muscles, and then throughout the pose, you notice that they tightened up again. And that could be two reasons. One could be it's just a habit that your body doesn't remember to relax, that you need to break that habit and just continue to practice relaxing and telling yourself to relax. Or it could be your body telling you that you've gone too deep in the pose. So only you will be able to figure that out, and you may not get that figured out until the next day when you feel pretty sore. Um, but see if you can decipher between those two and figure out what the problem may be there. If you're having that issue, you may not have that issue. So, with those targeted areas, you may feel quite some sensation in that front quad, and you may not feel anything in the lower back at first, but over time, from doing this pose and practicing it, this sensation will start to diminish. And then you'll start to feel more in the lower back, which that is actually the target of the pose, is the low back. So hopefully you can uh, make your way into feeling that sensation soon. We have a little bit, 5 more breaths maybe here. So just try to relax and let gravity do the work. Your chin can be tucked to your chest, or you can let your head hang back. It's up to you. And then go ahead and walk your hands back up, sitting up. One thing I forgot to mention is you can just sit up in this pose. You don't have to lean back if that's too much sensation. So from here, lean over to the left again and slowly take that right foot out in front. Straighten that leg, take your time. You can also bend and straighten your arms if your elbows are feeling a lot of sensation there. And then slowly roll over to the right off of that block. Take the block to the other side, roll to the left, place that block or cushion, whatever you have, underneath the right glute this time. And then you'll lean over to the right, grab that left ankle, pull it behind you, and get yourself in your nice, cozy position. I did say I would demonstrate the other way you can do this pose. So if you're in that half saddle, you can go ahead and walk your hands back. If that's too much sensation, you can always come to your belly and then grab one ankle and take a quad stretch here. You're still getting a back bend as well. So even if you wanted to come up onto that elbow and then pull that ankle back, you're getting the same exact uh, targeted areas here. Sorry, I didn't show you that earlier. Hopefully this half saddle version is working for you. Again, try to relax the quad on the left side. Try to relax the lower back. Decide to tuck your chin or let your head hang back. Soften your jaw. And then for the remainder of the class, see if you can give yourself permission to let your mind wander. And as it's wandering and thinking and uh, working things out, maybe you can come up to this position where you're looking at everything in your mind, all of your thoughts, emotions, as just an awareness of those. So you're just noticing all of that, noticing it all working itself out, and being content and happy with everything just as it is without changing anything, without conditions, without ifs, without whens, just noticing and being okay with it all. And we have about 5 more breaths here. And slowly walk your hands back up. Lean over to the right and take that left foot out in front. Straighten the leg. You can bend and straighten your elbows, balancing on that block. And then slowly come off of the block. And from here, we're going to come into a supported fish butterfly. So if you want to use a bolster, if you have one of these, you can. If you don't, you can use a cushion, like I said, or you can place blocks underneath your chest, short side to short side near the back edge of your mat. And then you could roll up a blanket, or you can just use a blanket. There's so many options here. We're just trying to get some height underneath our chest. So if you don't have a bolster, you can do this sort of thing. And then you want to lie back you want this bolster underneath your chest. So here we're working into the thoracic spine now. So the middle part of your back, you're just going to let your head drop. And if that's too much, of course, adjust the block or bolster. If you need an extra cushion or block for your head, you can place that under your head. You can grab opposite elbows and just let them fall back, or take your arms out to the side. Take the soles of your feet to touch and your knees out wide. So here we're taking a supported butterfly fish pose. It should feel pretty good on your back. If it doesn't, you need to adjust the blocks. And just come back to that open awareness of whatever is happening in your body, whatever is happening in your mind or your environment. And try to create a perch or somewhere where your mind can land when you have that moment of waking up. When you wake up and you realize, oh, I've been wandering. My mind's been thinking about a million different things. What have I been doing the past however many minutes? When you have that wake up moment, come back to your perch like a bird would come back to their perch. So your perch could be your breath, noticing your breath in and out of your nostrils, or it could be your hands touching the ground or each other, or it could be the nada sound, which is this high pitched kind of ringing sound that you might hear in your ears. The way I describe that sound is it almost sounds like one of those old 1970s TVs, those big box TVs. It's on, but there's no sound coming out of it. And it's kind of like this high pitched squeal sound. See if you can tap into that, and that can be your nada sound. And ever since I've learned about that perch or that nada sound, I've started to notice it throughout my day whenever it gets quiet. So I'll get quiet now so you can see if you can notice that sound. All right, from here, close your knees, plant your feet, use your elbows, roll over to one side, take your time coming out of this. And then we'll push our blocks and blanket to the side and lie back down on your back for a moment to let your back adjust from that. And go ahead and give your knees a hug. You can rock side to side. Then you're going to rock up to a seated position and grab your blocks and your blanket or your cushion. The blanket's going to go underneath your knee. We're going to set up for our daily dragons. So take your blocks at the top of your mat, and we'll start with our right foot forward. Left knee, I suggest padding it with blanket or cushion. And your blocks can frame the front foot, coming into more of a baby dragon, even though you're not a baby by doing this pose. It's very difficult. Or you can take your blocks to the inside of that right foot and walk the right foot out to the right a little bit. So you decide what's better for you. And begin to relax here, relaxing the hip flexor on the left as much as you can, the right inner thigh. And so you're going to come to the first edge of resistance where your body wants to stop, and then relax there. Try to become still. You can stay here on your hands or maybe drop to your elbows, or you can make fists and put your knuckles down onto the blocks or onto the ground, wherever. You can adjust the blocks. And really imagine your breath going into any deep sensations you're feeling. If you want to stretch your neck at the same time, you can drop your right ear toward your right shoulder. And drop your left ear toward your left shoulder. And bring your head back to center. Take some head circles, nice and slow. And reverse. And then from here, you can stay right here where you are, or if you would like to lift up for high dragon, hands on top of your right thigh. This is going to probably intensify the stretch for you. So just listen to your body. We'll be here for 5 more breaths. And then come back down to your blocks. And bring that right foot. You're going to shift your hips back slightly and bring that right foot back to meet the left. And from here, we're going to take the blocks out to the side, lower down to your elbows, and we'll take quarter dog. So fold in the right hand so that it's parallel to the top edge of your mat. And then stretch that left arm forward. We're going to rest our forehead on that right forearm. And you can play around with your positioning of your knees. They can be directly underneath your hips or maybe a little bit toward your stomach. And then lift the hips up and back, pressing the heart toward the ground, really caving the back here, melting down, enjoying side body stretch, possibly upper back, lower back. This is a great back stretch. And while you're resting here, I just wanted to tell you that next month, so the whole month of March, I'm going to have a yin challenge. It's 15 minutes a day of yin yoga, and I'll post a schedule up. And I think I'm changing it. I think it's going to be at the same time. It's going to be at noon so that my friends at overseas can also attend. So 10 minutes a day of these poses. They will be yin yang pairs. So in Chinese medicine, we'll be working um, the liver and gallbladder together, and the pairs of organs that work together. So we'll be working those channels in the poses. It's going to be amazing. So it'll be a month-long challenge every day. Hope you can join me. And we have about 5 more breaths here. And slowly press up, back to hands and knees. If you want to take a few cat-cows here just to kind of even the spine out, you can try that, dropping the belly, lift the chin, and then round the spine. And when you're ready, we'll step that left foot forward this time and take dragon on the other side. So you can take baby dragon or inside dragon. Shift the hips forward and down, coming into that first edge of resistance, stopping there and relaxing. Some things won't be relaxed, like our arms and shoulders. They are activated to help hold us up. But just tell your body to relax in the targeted areas, which is the hips and the inner thighs. You can take those neck head circles again if you'd like, or if you're on blocks and you want to stretch your wrists out, you can take the back of one hand on the block or on the floor and stretch your wrists. If you've been working at a computer all day, and that might feel pretty good. Fingertips pointing towards you, back of the hand on the mat or the block. And then you flip. So the palm of the hand face down, fingertips pointing towards you. I feel like this also kind of takes your mind away from any deep sensations you may be feeling in your hips. And then switch to the other side, back of the hand on the block or the mat. And then flip the hand, palm face down, fingertips pointing toward you. And then you can stay here in baby dragon or inside dragon, or you can rise up for high dragon, placing your hands on that left thigh. If this is too intense, then please just drop back down to baby dragon or inside dragon. And we'll be here for about 5 more breaths. And slowly drop your hands back to the floor or to the blocks. Shift your hips back slightly and bring that left foot back to meet the right. Set your blocks out and we'll come into quarter dog on the other side. So dropping to your forearms, bend in the left arm, and then stretch the right hand forward. Rest the forehead down on that left forearm. Lift the hips up and back and press the heart down to the mat. Stay here and breathe. Relaxing down toward the mat. And slowly press yourself up to tabletop. If you want to take a few cat cows here to even out your back, just drop the belly, lift the chin, pull the shoulder blades together on your back for cow. And then exhale, cat, round the back, tuck the chin, hug the belly in. And then once you feel somewhat balanced, we're going to come over to our back once again. So drop down, you can give your knees a hug, rock side to side. And then cross the right ankle over the left thigh. We're coming into supine pigeon, or they call it eye of the needle in yin. So reach through your legs, grab the back of the left thigh, pull it toward your chest. Now, in a regular hatha yoga class, you would have this right foot flexed and this right quad engaged. In this class, try relaxing that. Try relaxing all of that and pulling that leg toward your chest so that we can really access the connective tissues and the joints. So if you're flexing your muscles, we're not going to be able to get to those joints quite as easily. If you relax the muscles in that targeted area, it's easier to work into those areas. If you want to take a gentle sway slowly side to side to find where you feel the best sensation for you, that mild to moderate sensation, and then stop there and relax those muscles. So some muscles won't be relaxed, like your arms may be activated to help hold your leg. And if this is too much to hold your leg up, you can also drop that left foot down onto a block. Or you can just even leave that left foot down on the ground and just cross that right foot over. Sometimes this is enough sensation for people. So just listen to your body. You've got about 15 more breaths here. release that right foot. Take your feet about mat distance apart. And then just let your knees slowly sway side to side like windshield wipers. Notice how you feel on either hip. And know that it is normal to feel a little achy coming out of the poses. Sometimes that achiness can last up to 24 hours. If it lasts any longer than that, then you might want to look into it, or maybe it might be a sign that you went too deep into some poses. You might need to back out a little bit on the intensity. All right. And then cross that left ankle over the right thigh. We'll head right into that eye of the needle on the other side. So relaxing that foot, relax the knee as much as you can, relax the hip. Take that gentle sway side to side to find your favorite sweet spot. And then slowly release that left foot. Walk your feet mat distance and then sway the knees side to side. And from here, give the knees a hug and roll all the way over to your right side. We're just taking a quick little yang twist. You roll it onto your right side and then open the chest to the sky, taking the left arm behind you. Look to the left. Take a big breath in and then sigh it out. One more. Then you'll bring that left arm back over to the right. Hold on to your knees, roll all the way over to the left side this time. And open the chest up. Right arm goes behind you. Look to the right. Take a big breath in Let it go. One more. Bring that right arm back over across where it came from. Hold on to your knees. You can stay here and take Shavasana on your side or roll to your back or belly, stretching your legs out, stretching your arms out. Take up as much space as you want. Maybe try pentacle, spreading the arms and legs wide. Once you get comfortable, take 3 long, slow breaths. And I'll leave you with this thought. Life is a gift. We may not like all the comings and goings, but they make up a life, our life. Allow your body to fully relax from the head to the toes. And bring awareness back to your breath. Bring movement back into your body. Maybe circle your wrists and ankles. You can make your way to a seated position or roll to one side first and take a breath. And press yourself up. When you're ready, bring your hands together at heart center. Sit up tall and bow your chin to your chest. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope you have a beautiful day or night, depending on what time you're watching this. Please drink a big glass of water after this, and I hope to see you in March. Every day in March, we'll just say Monday through Friday will be at noon Central Standard Time, and the weekends will be 9 a.m. So we'll keep it simple. We won't be having this hour-long class on Tuesdays through the month of March, but we will start back with that in April. So hope to see you guys next time. Namaste. Thank you. And I'll put a link to this book in the description. Sorry if it was confusing at the beginning of class, but I'm trying to figure out this technology. Hopefully you guys understand. Bye.